Colorado High School Activities Association baseball is on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network from Sunset Field in Brush, Colorado. The Brush Beet Diggers face the Sterling Tigers. Good morning. I'm Kevin Fergus. You got baseball this morning. Beautiful baseball weather in Brush. Springtime, 71 degrees. And we'll have first pitch at 11:02. We'll go through the lineups. Starting lineups brought to you by Morgan Community College. Start your associate degree, continue your education, or get a specialized certificate. Visit morgancc.edu for more. For your Brush Beet Diggers today, left field, River Hodgson. Malachi Teal is in center field. Dylan Krob will be in right field. Ben Metlin at third base. Percy Odell at shortstop. Landon Mesh will be at second. Trey Romero at first. Behind the plate is Eli Klein, and on the hill today is Keaton Gillick. Keaton Gillick on the season, 20 innings pitched, 9 base on balls, and 31 strikeouts in that 20 innings, 2.45 ERA. First pitch is going to be right at 11:02. And coming to the plate for the Sterling Tigers is Dayton DiOrio. Dayton DiOrio, number 28. For the Sterling Tigers, pitch from Gillick, low and away. First pitch, 71 degrees, Bailey Mechanical. When your temperature is not quite right, call your local Lennox dealer, Bailey Mechanical, 970-522-0471. That pitch to Dayton DiOrio, a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to DiOrio here in the top of the first inning. Brush and Sterling hooking up for a league game. The pitch from Gillick, just outside, ball 2. The rest of the lineup for the Sterling Tigers, Memphis Dempsey will hit second. That pitch low. 3 balls and a strike to DiOrio. Kason Bamford will hit third. Ethan Falzine hits fourth. Robbie Carrasco hits fifth. Gillick the sign, the pitch, and that ball fouled back into the screen. Full count. Ian Denning will hit 6th. Nolan will hit 7th. Gamelik will hit 8th, and Aiden Ortega will hit 9th. Aiden Ortega hits .538 for the Sterling Tigers, but he hits 9th. It's one of the reasons he hits that low in the lineup is to turn the lineup over to be able to get back to the top of the order. The full count pitch from Gillick. Swung at and missed. Strike one. That's strikeout number 1. Memphis Dempsey comes to the plate. Sterling wearing their white pants with their orange tops, black lettering, and numerals. Brush Beet Diggers in their traditional maroon with their gold pinstripes. That pitch to Dempsey, a ball. Brush wears the gold socks with their uniforms. Sets off really nice. That ball fouled back into the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike here in the top of the first inning. Ball game has just started. No score. Dempsey is the second hitter for the Sterling Tigers. DiOrio struck out on a fastball from Gillick, and that pitch is swung at and missed by Memphis Dempsey. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Scott DiOrio down in the third base coach's box for the Tigers. The pitch, and that ball hit out towards right field, and Dylan Krob is going to take it on 1 hop for a base hit by Dempsey.
Number 4, Bamford.
Kason Bamford comes to the plate with a runner at first. Scott DiOrio, head coach, gives the signals to Dempsey at first, Bamford at the plate. Gillick from the stretch. 1 out here in the top of the first inning. And that pitch, a strike on the inside corner at the knees. Jillick last pitched on Tuesday when Brush played Berthoud. Brush lost that game to Berthoud 14-11. The 0-1 pitch upstairs to Bamford. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dempsey's not getting a big lead at first base. Trey Romero holding him on. Jillick from the stretch. 3-step lead at first by Dempsey. Called time. Home plate umpire called time. I'm not sure what reason. I don't think Bamford called time. But I don't know if there was a B on the plate or what. And that ball fouled back into the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Kason Bamford. Sterling played Fort Morgan yesterday. Sterling was down 6-1 going into the bottom of the 5th inning. Sterling scored 2 runs in the 5th. And that ball fouled up and out of play. Sterling being down 6-1 going into the bottom of the 5th. They scored 2 in the bottom of the 5th. Still down 6-3. Then in the bottom of the 6th, Sterling scored 7 runs. 7 runs to take a 10-6 lead, and then they shut out Fort Morgan in the top of the 7th in order to take the 10-6 league game win for the Sterling Tigers. The 1-2 pitch, just a hair outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Keaton Jillick pulled the string, and off-speed pitch to Kason Bamford. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. No, two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 3.5-step lead at first. Close play on the pickoff at first. This will be the 7th pitch to Bamford here in this at bat. Jillick, the 2-2. Fouled back into the screen. Keaton Jillick knows what he's doing on the hill. Checks the runner at first. Returns. He has the pitch. That ball in the dirt. Klein blocks it. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Kason Bamford. This will be the 9th pitch in this at bat. Good quality at bat for Bamford, who seems that in the past has always been a thorn in Brush's side. The 3-2. And that ball hit out to Odell at short over to first. 6-3 on the putout. The runner was off with the pitch, and so he's safe at second. So the ground out to Odell.
Up to bat, number 14, Felzine.
6-3 on the putout. And the runner at second is Dempsey. Ethan Felzine, in that 7-run 6th inning that Sterling had against Fort Morgan, Felzine had a 3-run home run over the left center field fence. Pitch from Jillick, strike outside corner at the knees. Dempsey leads off at second. Felzine, the hitter for the Sterling Tigers. No score here in the top of the 1st inning. The 0-1 pitch, swung at and missed. Strike 2. Nice pitch by Keaton Jillick. He has late movement on his fastball. So Jillick ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the 1st inning. Jillick, the pitch, just a hair outside. Umpire gave it a good look. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dempsey leads off at second for the Sterling Tigers. Jillick gets a sign from Klein, his battery mate. The stretch, the pitch, just a bit outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Game has just started. Sunset Field is awash with High clouds, a little bit of blue sky here and there, but the temperature is on its way up. The 2-2 pitches upstairs to Felzine, full count. Dempsey does not have to go anywhere from second base. The pitch paid off, strikeout. Keaton Gillick gets a swinging strikeout. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Keaton Gillick. So no runs, 1 hit, and 1 runner left on base. No Brush errors after a half inning. Sterling 0, Brush coming to the plate. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beat Diggers coming to the plate after Sterling Tigers go with 1 hit in the top of the first inning, but no score after that first half inning of play. So for the Brush Beat Diggers, we'll go through their lineup. Landon Mesh will lead off for the Beat Diggers. Ben Metlin will hit second. Percy Odell hits third. Trey Romero hits fourth. Dylan Crabb will hit fifth. Keaton Gillick will hit sixth. Malachi Teal will hit seventh. River Hodson eighth. And Eli Klein will hit ninth. For the Sterling Tigers, defensively, Connor Gamalik in left, Aiden Ortega in center, Cooper Burton in right, Ethan Felzine at third, Dayton Diorio at shortstop, Robbie Carrasco at second base, and Kaysen Nolan, the first baseman today. Behind the plate is Kaysen Bamford, and on the hill for the Sterling Tigers is Memphis Dempsey. Dempsey on the season in 10 innings pitched, 6.30 ERA, 6 base on balls, 6 strikeouts. His record for the 5-1 Sterling Tigers is 0-1. So Dempsey has the lone loss. Landon Mesh steps in from the left side. Dempsey, the pitch. Pitches upstairs to Landon Mesh. Dempsey gets the sign from Bamford, the pitch. And that ball popped up, straight up, mile high. Catcher Bamford is back and makes the catch in foul ground for the first out.
Now to bat for Brush, number 9, Ben Metlin.
Ben Metlin comes to the plate for the Beat Diggers. Landon Mesh wears number 6. Ben Metlin, number 9. The pitch from Memphis Dempsey, low and away, ball 1. No score here in the bottom of the first. Dempsey, the pitch, low and inside to Ben Metlin, the junior for the Brush Beat Diggers. Third baseman today. Metlin, 143, and ball hit out to center field. Ortega back into his left and over his shoulder, makes the catch and the out in right center field. 2 outs in the inning. Percy Odell comes to the plate, hitting .471, 16 hits, 6 RBIs for Percy Odell. Percy wears number 2 on his back. Trey Romero on deck. Dempsey, 5 pitches, 2 outs. Pitch. And it's a check swing, and umpire checks with the first base umpire, and he calls a strike. Percy just couldn't hold up on that pitch. The 0-1 pitch from Dempsey on its way and inside. He called that a strike. Inside corner of the plate. Dempsey ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. And that pitch is low and away and back to the screen. Nobody on base, so it doesn't really matter. The ball just rolls. Trey Romero will come by and pick it up, get it back to the umpire. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Percy Odell steps in, digs in against Memphis Dempsey, the pitch. And that ball fouled back into the screen. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. No score between Brush and Sterling. The pitch from Dempsey, low and in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dempsey, 10 pitches, 5 strikes, 5 balls. Dempsey working quickly. The offering in the dirt. Full count to Percy Odell. Percy Odell, senior Shortstop for these Brush Bee Diggers. Dempsey, the full windup, the pitch in the dirt. Odell draws a base on balls. Nice at bat for Percy as he trots down to first base. Trey Romero comes to the plate. Romero, senior, hitting .346 on the season. He has 8 RBIs, hits from the left side. Trey also has 9 base on balls. So Dempsey from the stretch, we'll see where Odell is. 3 steps lead the pitch. And that ball hit out towards left field. And the left fielder is giving pursuit and makes the catch in foul ground for the out. So a pop out down the left field line. Left fielder makes a nice play. So for Brush, no runs, no hits, no Sterling errors. 1 runner left on base. After 1 complete inning of play, Brush 0, Sterling 0. You're listening to Bee Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Bee Diggers, Sterling Tigers locked up 0-0 after 1 inning. Robbie Carrasco comes to the plate for the Sterling Tigers here in the top of the 2nd inning. Carrasco hitting .368 for the Sterling Tigers.
22, Carrasco.
Sterling Tigers 5-1 overall. They're 2-0 in league. In their 6 games played, they've scored 47 runs, given up 28. Carrasco wears number 22 for the Sterling Tigers. Second baseman. Got the win last night against Fort Morgan Mustangs. That pitch to Carrasco low and inside, a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. And that pitch upstairs to Carrasco. It just seems like over the years, Carrasco has always been a thorn. Kason Bamford, the catcher, Robbie Carrasco, the second baseman, have always been just a thorn in Brush's side. That pitch fouled off. 2 balls and a strike to Carrasco. Carrasco ended up getting a W as he came in and pitched the finishing touches of that game when Sterling scored 9 unanswered in order to beat Fort Morgan. That pitch low. 3 balls and a strike to Robbie Carrasco. Jillick, the pitch. Strike. Full count. Carrasco thought he had received a free pass down to first base as he takes 3 steps towards first base, but he's back in the box. Full count. Jillick, the offering, fouled at the plate. Count remains. Full count. Jillick, 2 strikeouts on the day, and that pitch hits Carrasco on the left shoulder. So he'll go to first base on a hit by pitch, although that pitch was going to be a ball, so he would have got first base anyhow. It's just that it just happened to come off his left shoulder. Ian Denning comes to the plate. Denning wears number 16 for the Tigers. 308 on the season. So Jillick had a runner in the first inning. Now he's got a runner in the second inning. The pitch, strike at the knees, inside corner. Jillick ahead in the count. No balls and a strike. Carrasco, 3-step lead. 3.5-step lead. Pitch from Jillick. The offering. And that ball fouled. So no balls, 2 strikes to number 16, Ian Denning, the senior designated hitter for the Sterling Tigers. Jillick has Denning right where he wants him. This would be a great place in order to be able to get the strikeout. Just be aggressive and go get him right here. Pitch, curveball. 1 hopper to Metlin at third, over to first base. The out, 5-3 on the putout. And on the putout, Carrasco advanced to second base. 1 out in the inning. Kason Nolan comes to the plate. Nolan hits from the left side And I've got a 0 next to him, meaning he did not have an at-bat coming into this game. It's Jillick, the pitch, just outside. So Carrasco at second base with 1 out. The 1-0 count to Nolan, the pitch. Strike at the knees, outside corner, count evens at 1. Connor Gamalik in the on-deck circle for the Sterling Tigers. The 1-1 pitch from Keaton Jillick to the plate, just outside and high. 2 balls and a strike. Jillick, Klein working together, the battery mates, and pick off. And Carrasco back in safely at second base. Sign from Klein, the pitch. Jillick swung at and missed. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This would be a great place in order to be able to get a strikeout. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and the pitch swung at and missed. Strike 3. Nice pitch by Keaton Jillick. Strikeout number 3 for Jillick on the day.
Number 10, Gamalik.
Connor Gamalik comes to the plate. Gamalik, 417 on the season. Potential strikeout victim, 6 strikeouts in the 6 games that Tigers have played. That pitch low and inside. Jillick at 40 pitches today, 23 strikes. Steps off the back of the rubber, and Carrasco back into second base. The 1-0 pitch. Inside. 2 balls, no strikes to Connor Gamalik. Sterling with a runner at second for the second time today. In the first inning, Dempsey got to second as well. Pitch inside to Gamalik. 3 balls, no strikes to Gamalik, the left fielder for the Sterling Tigers. 2 outs in the inning, no score. Pitch, center cut, knee high, 3 balls and a strike. By getting that take pitch, Jillick, strike, right down the middle, belt high, center cut, 3 balls, 2 strikes. See if Jillick can get strikeout number 4, the pitch. The offering, strike 3. Looking, nice pitch by Keaton Jillick. So for Sterling, no runs, no hits, no errors. They leave 1 runner on base after a hit by pitch, Carrasco. And there's no score after 1.5 innings of play. Brush Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. Dylan Krob comes to the plate for the Beet Diggers here in the second inning. Dylan Krob hitting .241 on the season. Memphis Dempsey on the hill for the Sterling Tigers. Brush Beet Diggers can attack Memphis Dempsey and get some runs on the board. Pitch from Dempsey. Low and outside. Ball 1. Dempsey working quickly, the offering. Pitch, strike at the knees. Count evens at 1. Just looking back here at Sterling's. And that ball fell down left field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Dylan Krob. Dempsey pitched against Denver East or Pueblo East when Sterling lost their lone loss on the season, And Dempsey pitched in that game because his record is 0-1, and Sterling lost to Pueblo East 6-3. Pitch from Dempsey to Krob. The pitch upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So with Dempsey, he also pitched a little bit more than that, as he has 10 innings in, but 6.30 ERA, 6 base on balls, 6 strikeouts. Now he has 7 base on balls in the 11 innings pitched, and that ball fell back by Krob to the backstop. Krob hanging alive. Leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 2nd inning for the 6-4 Brush Beet Diggers, 2-1 in league. Dempsey, the 2-2 pitch, outside, full count. Full count, Dempsey to the plate. And that ball swung at and missed in the dirt. Bamford picks it up, throws down to first base. Nolan steps on the bag for the out.
Now to bat for Brush, number 12, Keaton Gillick.
Keaton Gillick will come to the plate for the Beet Diggers, hitting 160 on the season. Keaton has walked 5 times. Gillick on the hill today, 2 innings worked, 4 strikeouts. The pitch from Dempsey, outside, ball 1. Dempsey, 22 pitches, 11 strikes, 11 balls. Dempsey quickly, the pitch. That ball hit down the right field line, curling foul and out of play. Ian Denning runs down, grabs the ball down along the fence. We'll get it back to the Sterling first base dugout. The 1-1 pitch to Gillick, upstairs, 2 balls and a strike. Memphis Dempsey, pitch number 25 right here, and that ball grounded towards third. Felzine picks it up on the grass over to first, 5-3 on the putout.
Now batting for Brush, number 3, Malachi Teal.
Malachi Teal comes to the plate. Teal has had a few at-bats for the Beet Diggers, but so far not a hit in order to be able to register a batting average. So Malachi Teal, 0 on the batting line. Pitch from Dempsey, strike on the outside corner, belt high. 2 outs in the inning. Pitch from Dempsey to the plate, and that ball fouled out of play by Teal. Teal, number 3 on his back for the Beet Diggers. Center fielder today. Dempsey, the pitch, the 0-2, and that ball in the dirt.
Can we get some foul balls back in, please?
Bamford chases that one down, as opposed to River Hodgson on deck, chasing it and getting it back to the umpire. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Malachi Teal. Hits from the left side. The pitch from Dempsey is on its way. The pitch low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Teal, good look. Here's the bat and in the dirt. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the sophomore Malachi Teal. Dempsey, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 30 pitches, 15 balls, 15 strikes. The full count, pitch. Teal walks. The ball was inside.
Now
So
batting for Brush, number 5,
Dempsey
River
with
Hudson.
first base on ball, second base on ball, because he walked Odell in the first inning. So Teal walks here in the second inning. River Hodgson comes to the plate for the Beet Diggers. Hodgson, 261 on the season. Teal with a 3-step lead. That ball hit towards first base, and Nolan picks it up. Umpire's going to call it foul is the ball was foul just right in front of the bag. I mean, if Nolan would have let it go just a little bit more, it might have hit the bag, and who knows? I mean, that would have been a fair ball, and it could have ricocheted anywhere. So foul ball. River Hodgson at the plate, the pitch, and that ball in the dirt and past Bamford, and Teal gets over to second base. So 1 ball, 1 strike, and Teal at second on the passed ball. Memphis Dempsey, Kasem Bamford talking things over. On the Sterling Tigers mound, Bamford comes back. Umpire has his catcher's mask, hands it to him. He'll put that on. Number 5, River Hodgson, digs in at the plate. Runner at second, scoring position, 2 outs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the second inning, the pitch. That ball outside and that throw down, and Teal is back in safely. 2 balls and a strike to River Hodgson. See if Hodgson can put bat on ball, get it to green grass in the outfield and score a run for the Beat Diggers here. The pitch is outside. 3 balls and a strike. One thing Brush has been able to do so far, draw the 2 base on balls from Memphis Dempsey, but Brush does not have a hit as of yet. This would be a perfect spot for that. Swung at and missed by Hodgson. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the left fielder, River Hodgson. Eli Klein in the on-deck circle, anxiously awaiting, hoping he gets an at-bat here in the second inning. Pitch, full count, and that ball hit out to right field. And in right field, Cooper Burton over to his left, squeezes the ball for the out. So for Brush, no runs, no hits, no Sterling errors, 1 runner left on base. After 2 complete innings of play, Brush 0, Sterling 0. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beat Digger Baseball, 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. One of the fans was over, taking a picture of the rosters that I have. Aiden Ortega to the plate, number 9 hitter for the Sterling Tigers. Dayton DiOrio on deck, and that ball fell down the right field line. Aiden Ortega hitting .538. Again, I mentioned that earlier in the first inning. This is one of those where if Ortega comes up with 2 outs and that pitch, a strike, check swing. Not so much of a difference here. It's just he's facing a batter that hits the ball well, leadoff hitter. But when they come up with 2 outs and he extends the inning and gets back to the top of the order, the 1-2 pitch from Jillick, 4 strikeouts on the day, make it 5. Strikeout looking. Jillick has enough late movement on his pitches in order to be able to get those strikeouts. Jillick now at 22 1/3 innings, and he's up to 36 strikeouts on the season. Dayton DiOrio comes up, struck out swinging his first at bat, and that ball hit out a ton to center field. Malachi Teal is back, and that ball is over his head, and DiOrio has a stand-up double. I thought maybe Teal had a beat on that. He didn't turn exactly as quick as you would like, but he had a beat on it and very, very good chance of being able to catch it. But nonetheless, DiOrio has a 1-out double in the top of the 3rd inning. Memphis Dempsey comes to the plate. Dempsey, 5 RBIs on the season, 10 hits. The pitch, curveball, strike. So DiOrio on at second with 1 out. No score here in the top of the 3rd inning between the Sterling Tigers and the Brush Beat Diggers, Sunset Field. The pitch from Jillick, and that ball fouled. Jillick ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes to Memphis Dempsey, his card mate as the pitcher of record for the Tigers today. Jillick, the 0-2. And that ball swung at and missed. Strikeout number 6 for Keaton Jillick. 2 outs in the inning. Kason Bamford comes to the plate. He grounded out his first at bat. Bamford, number 4 on his back. Jillick 6 strikeouts through 2 2/3 innings. The pitch upstairs to Bamford. Bamford had a 9-pitch at bat in the first inning against Jillick. Keaton Jillick, the sign from Eli Klein. The pitch, curveball, ball hit out to left center field. Diorio is going to be able to be waved in and home. And that pitch, Diorio ends up with the slide safe, and on the throw to the plate, Kason Bamford takes second. So Bamford with a 2-out single to left field.
Number 14.
And Diorio comes around and scores, and Bamford goes to second on the throw. So we got a courtesy runner. I didn't catch that number as to who's in for Bamford. Ethan Felzine comes to the plate. So Sterling with a 1-0 lead in the top of the third inning, 2 outs. Jillick 55 pitches, 34 strikes. Pitch low to Ethan Felzine. As I mentioned, Felzine hit the ball a ton last night against Cooper Chisholm, Fort Morgan Mustangs. 3-run home run. In that 7-run bottom of the 6th by the Sterling Tigers. Tigers take the win against Fort Morgan's 10-6. Jillick behind the count, 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs in the inning. Sterling with 1 run. The pitch low, 2 balls, no strikes. Top of the third inning, Sterling with 1 run on 2 hits here in the inning. Jillick, the sign from Klein, the pitch, and that ball hit out to center field. Malachi Teal over to his left and chases that down for the out. So Sterling scores 1 run, 2 hits. There's 1 runner left on base. There were no Brush Beet Digger errors. So after 2.5 innings, Sterling 1, Brush 0. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Sunset Field, Brush, Colorado, 1901 Edmond Street. If you happen to be driving by and you want to come by for a good ball game between local rivals, Sterling, 35 miles away from Brush, and the Brush Beet Diggers. Eli Klein comes to the plate here in the bottom of the third. First at bat against Memphis Dempsey. The pitch from Dempsey, low to Eli Klein. Sterling with a run in the top of the third inning on 2 hits. Double by Diorio and a single by Bamford to score that 1 run. That pitch low and away to Eli Klein. The pitch, strike as Dempsey works quickly. 40 pitches. He's only thrown 19 strikes, but no hitter so far, and that ball swung at by Eli Klein. Evens the count at 2. So 41 pitches and 20 strikes, 21 balls. Now he's got 21 strikes, 21 balls, as that ball is fouled towards the Beet Digger dugout. Sometimes you be wild enough and you can be effective. And that ball swung at by Klein. Check swing, and Bamford holds on, so strikeout. for
Number
Dempsey.
6.
That's strikeout number 1.
Landon Mesh.
Landon Mesh comes to the plate after a pop-up in foul territory to Kason Bamford as he circled around and caught that about 10 feet from home plate in the first inning. Sterling with a 1-0 lead as we're in the bottom of the third inning. Brush Beet Diggers at the plate. This will be the second go-around for the Diggers. And that pitch, curveball, and Dempsey did not get on top of that pitch at all. And it would have sailed behind the batter if it would have been a right-handed batter, the pitch. And that ball hit out towards Diorio, line drive at shortstop, and Diorio catches it
Number 9.
for the second out. Ben Metlin to the plate. Metlin flew out to Aiden Ortega in the first inning. Metlin the pitch, and that pitch is inside to Ben. Dempsey working quickly, and that ball topped, short. Dempsey picks it up, throws to first, and throws it all the way down the first baseline for the error. And on the error, Metlin goes to second. I think Metlin, because with his speed, he was going to beat that out, so we're going to take that as a base hit. And he goes to second on the error, on the throwing error by the pitcher. So Sterling has an error, Metlin on at second. Percy Odell comes to the plate. He walked his first at bat. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. Pitch to Percy. A ball low and away. Trey Romero on deck circle. Metlin leads off second. Pitch to the plate. Strike and the throw down. And Metlin back safely. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Percy. Percy in his 16 hits has 6 RBIs on the season. It'd be great to be able to get RBI number 7 right here. And that ball hit towards Diorio at short. Picks it up 6-3 on the put out. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 Sterling error, and 1 runner left on base for Brush after 3 complete innings of play. Sterling 1, Brush 0. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. My compatriot from KPMX, Chris Bull Brom. We just talked in between the innings. I gave Metlin a hit as he was going to beat that out, and he gave Memphis Dempsey the error as just 2 different perspectives looking at it. I don't think that Dempsey would have been able to throw Metlin out, but the throw was wide, and he got to second base. The pitch from Jillick to Carrasco, swung at and missed a strike. So just perspective of how you take a look at that. Jillick, the pitch, swung at and missed by Robbie Carrasco, the second baseman for the Sterling Tigers. Jillick with 6 strikeouts through 3 innings. The pitch, strikeout number 7. Strikeout looking. Ian Denning comes to the plate. Jillick is pitching well for the Beet Diggers. He gave up the double to Diorio and the single to Bamford last inning, and that was enough to score Diorio from second. 1 out, the pitch, foul tip into the glove of Eli Klein. So no balls and a strike, the pitch. And that ball popped up, right field, Dylan Krob over to his left, fighting the sun, catching it as he makes the out in right field.
Now number 6.
2 outs in the inning. Keaton Jillick needs a easy inning. Kason Nolan comes to the plate. And that ball swung at and missed by Nolan. Nolan hits from the left side. Nolan pitch, and that ball hit down the left field line. That might have a chance, and that ball is fair, and Nolan rounds first into second with a stand-up double. River Hodson was playing him more towards left center field, and that ball was all the way down the left field line, but landed fair for the double from Kason Nolan.
Number 10, Gamalik.
Connor Gamalik comes to the plate, struck out looking his first at bat. So fourth inning in a row where Sterling has had runner at second base. Last inning they were able to score the runner from second. First 2 innings not. That pitch inside to Connor Gamalik. 1 ball, no strikes to Gamalik. Nolan leads off at second. The pitch, and that ball fouled towards the first base dugout. Keaton Gillick has late movement on his pitches. And that pitch is outside. 2 balls and a strike to the number 8 hitter, Connor Gamalik, junior left fielder for the Sterling Tigers. Sterling with a 1-0 lead in the top of the 4th inning. The pitch, that pitch swung at and missed by Gamalik. Just can't catch up with that pitch upstairs. And it's not that Gillick has a ton of speed, but it's just surprisingly that pitch gets in on you so fast. The 2-2, and that ball came off of Gamalik's arm, and so a hit by pitch, and he's down to first base. No, they're going to call strike 3 on the pitch as we have strikeout number 8 for Keaton Gillick. I'm not sure exactly what we ended up doing with that, but what we'll do is we will do a strikeout. And so for Sterling, no runs, 1 hit, no brush errors, 1 runner left on base. After 3.5 innings, we're halfway through this. Sterling 1, Brush 0. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush trails the Sterling Tigers 1-0 in the 4th inning. Trey Romero, the cleanup hitter for the Brush Beat Diggers, comes to the plate. Memphis Dempsey, the pitcher for the Sterling Tigers, 26 strikes, 24 balls on his 50 pitches thrown at this point. Trey Romero flew out down the left field line, foul territory, his first at bat. And that ball, outside corner, a strike at the knees. Dempsey working quickly, and that pitch, outside corner, curveball, caught the outside black at the knees. So Trey Romero down, no balls, 2 strikes. The offering, and that ball is low and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dylan Krob in the on-deck circle for the Brush Beat Diggers. Dempsey, the sign from Bamford, the pitch. And check swing and the throw down and safe. It's check swing, strike 3 for Trey Romero, but the ball got away from Bamford, and it was a dropped 3rd strike. And he's safe on a, we'll call it a wild pitch. So Romero on at first. Dylan Krob steps in. So Dempsey gets credit for a strikeout, but also the wild pitch on the drop 3rd strike, and Romero's on at first. Pitch to Krob, called a strike. Krob 0 for 1, count 0-1 to Dylan, and a step off, backwards step off by Memphis Dempsey. That was unorthodox, awkward. It was almost as if Romero was coming into second base and he was going to turn that direction in order to be able to get him. And the ball was in the dirt off of Bamford's glove. So the ball, but Trey Romero moves to second base on the pass ball. So Romero in scoring position. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 1 ball, 1 strike to Dylan Krob, number 8 on his back, and he squares around, but pulls the bat back, but strike nonetheless. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Dylan Krob. Nobody out. Brush Beet Diggers trail this game, and that ball bunted down the third baseline, and since it was a bunt on the third strike, batter is out. Bunt foul. So Romero is at second.
Number 12,
Keaton Gillick comes to the plate.
Love is a burning thing.
Sterling with a 1-0 lead. Romero leads off at second. 1 out here in the fourth inning. Keaton Gillick at the plate. The pitch. And that ball fouled towards the Beet Digger dugout. Game moving along quickly on this beautiful sunshiny day, although high clouds cover the sky, but there's enough blue to make a Dutchman a shirt. That pitch to Gillick outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. I mentioned that, and probably Jason Holdren out in his field probably about wrecked his tractor. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the throw down to center field. And the throw was to center field, but since Romero was still on his belly when the ball was being picked up by the center fielder, he wasn't able to get up and go to third base. So 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 2 balls and a strike to Keaton Gillick, number 12 on his back. Trey Romero leads off at second, and that pitch, a strike. Count evens at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, bottom of the fourth. Brush Beet Diggers trail the Sterling Tigers 1-0. Memphis Dempsey, the pitch. And that ball fouled out of play. Malachi Teal in the on-deck circle for the Beet Diggers. Pitch from Dempsey to the plate, and that ball hit towards shortstop, and Romero over to third, and there's no play, and Romero back to third as Diorio held onto the ball, and he thought he didn't even throw to first base. So Gillick gets the single, infield single on the grounder, but Romero went to third. Thatcher Queen, courtesy runner for the pitcher Keaton Gillick. So 1 out. Malachi Teal comes to the plate. See if Coach Odell has anything working here in the bottom of the fourth inning as the Brush Beet Diggers trail the Sterling Tigers. Memphis Dempsey, 64 pitches, 36 strikes. Here we are, 3 1/3 innings. Dempsey gets the sign from Kason Bamford. The pitch, and that pitch is outside, ball 1. Malachi Teal hits from the left side, handles the bat well. The 1-0 pitch, and that ball in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. Teal walked his last at bat. Here it is, 2 balls, no strikes to the sophomore. That pitch is outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Teal will definitely be taking here. No signs from Coach Odell, so we don't have anything on except just take. And the pitch strike. Thatcher Queen down to second base on the defensive indifference. So 3 balls and a strike to Malachi Teal. And that ball hit towards Diorio at short, and he throws over to third. And the umpire ends up calling him out, but yet I think he was safe. Diorio threw Thatcher Queen out. Malachi Teal on at first on the fielder's choice, but Brush scores a run in order to tie things up. So we have fielder's choice to Diorio, shortstop to third base. Run scores out at third, and Teal on at first. And that pitch to River Hodgson, a ball outside. So Brush ties it up here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pitch, and that ball hit up the middle, and Diorio picks it up, throws over to first base, and the umpire calls him out, 6-3 on the putout. So Brush scores 1 run on 1 hit. There was no Sterling errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. So after 4 complete innings of play, Brush 1, Sterling 1. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Welcome back to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We go to the top of the 5th inning with a score tied 1-1 between longtime rivals, Brush Beat Diggers and Sterling Tigers. Yesterday in Prepson Moore, Ben Blecka, he ended up playing all the highlighted games from the Brush Sterling rivalry over the last 10 or 12 years. And a number of games, I listened to that. I was a part of several of them, and it was fun. I mean, just good baseball between the 2 teams, good competition. And this game is going to remind me of several of those. And Aiden Ortega comes to the plate, strike out his first time at the plate. Keaton Gillick in the 4 innings pitched, struck out 8. Pitch, and that ball hit out towards second base. Landon Mesh picks it up, 4-3 on the putout. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Number 28.
Dayton Diorio comes to the plate. He doubled his last time and then scored on the Cason Bamford single in the 3rd inning for the Tigers for their lone run. Keaton Gillick, pitch, and that ball swung at and missed by Diorio. No balls and a strike to Dayton Diorio. And that ball, Gillick pulled the string, and Diorio swings through that pitch. Strike number 2. Gillick ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch just fouled off and right back to the umpire. Rolled up his leg. No balls, 2 strikes. Keaton Gillick on the hill for the Brush Beat Diggers in a 1-1 pitcher's duel. That pitch just outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One out here in the top of the 5th inning. Gillick, the offering, curveball, and that ball's fouled out of play. Keaton Gillick, 76 pitches, 50 strikes, 26 balls. That's a good 2-to-1 ratio. Pitch upstairs to Dayton Diorio. 2 balls, 2 strikes to number 28. Diorio digs in against Keaton Gillick. The pitch, swung at and missed, strike 3. Strikeout swinging, that's strikeout number 9
Number 2.
by Gillick.
Or Dempry.
Gillick has not given up a base on ball. He did hit 1 batter, Carrasco. But 9 strikeouts through 4 1/3 innings. Memphis Dempsey steps in. 1 for 2 on the day. Single and a strikeout. Pitch. Swinging strike. 1. No balls and a strike. It's Memphis Dempsey as he cut at that pitch, kicked up some dirt, covered the plate. Umpire steps on the other side of Eli Klein and sweeps off the plate, give a visual target to Keaton Gillick, although I think Gillick knows exactly where that strike zone is today. 9 strikeouts on the day. The pitch, low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Be great to be able to get Dempsey here without any more batters this inning. The pitch, curveball, strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Memphis Dempsey. See if Brush can get a 1-2-3 inning for the first time today. And the offering did not offer at the pitch that was upstairs in his eye line. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the pitcher, Memphis Dempsey. Keaton Gillick, the pitcher. The pitch just inside. Full count to Dempsey. Dempsey making Gillick work. Keaton Gillick, the sign. The pitch. That ball popped up mile high. Trey Romero over in foul ground, picks it up and picks the out. So 1-2-3 inning for the Brush Beet Diggers. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. After 4.5 innings of play, Brush 1, Sterling 1. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Kevin Fergus with you today, bringing you Brush Beet Digger Baseball as Sterling Tigers, Brush Beet Diggers hook up. Sunset Field in Brush, Colorado. Beautiful baseball weather. Grass is greening up. You'd like to be able to see a good pitcher's duel. It's 1-1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Eli Klein will lead off for the Beet Diggers against Memphis Dempsey. So he just finishes up his warm-up tosses. Dempsey with 71 pitches coming into this inning in the 4 innings that he's pitched. 39 strikes, 32 balls. Kasem Bamford throws down to Dayton DiOrio. Eli Klein steps in at the plate. Klein struck out his first at bat.
Number 17, Eli Klein.
Sterling 1 run on 4 hits. Brush 1 run on 2 hits. Sterling has 1 error, but both teams have left 4 runners on base. The pitch from Dempsey, low and away. Ball 1. Brush going to have to step out on Dempsey just to break up his record, weird rhythm. Klein swings it. Second pitch. Dempsey's all ready to go again. Pitch, and that pitch is outside. 2 balls and a strike to Eli Klein, the junior catcher for the Beet Diggers. The pitch from Dempsey. That pitch is low. 3 balls and a strike. Eli steps in a little bit closer to the plate. 3 balls and a strike. He'll be taking on this. And that pitch, a strike on the inside corner. Klein leads the team in hit by pitches. But the full count pitch, and that ball is low and away. So Klein will go down to first. Coach Odell will bring in a courtesy runner, number 13.
Now up to bat, number 6, Landon Mesh.
Betrez at first for the Beet Diggers, courtesy runner. Landon Mesh steps in against Memphis Dempsey. 3-step lead at first. And the offering, And that ball hit out to left center field, and Gamalik back to the warning track, picks the ball out of the air for the out. So the first out to left field on the ball hit by Mesh. Ben Metlin comes to the plate. Dempsey has 3 base on balls on the day, 2 strikeouts in his 4 1/3 innings pitched. Ben Metlin steps in. The pitch is slow and away. Good secondary lead by Betrez. Bamford thought about throwing down to first base. The 1-0 pitch to Ben, the pitch. And that ball fouled at the plate. Count evens at 1. Percy Odell on deck circle for the Beet Diggers. Brush has set themselves up well. This worked good. You got speed on the bases, speed at the plate. Top of the order. See if Brush can score a run here in the 5th inning. The pitch. Squared around, but the pitch was a strike as Ben pulled the bunt back. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ben Metlin. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning, the pitch. And that ball hit out towards left field, just over Dayton DiOrio for a single by Ben Metlin. Metlin with the hit in short left field. Percy Odell comes to the plate with runners at first and second. Betrez at second, Metlin on at first. Percy Odell at the plate. Dempsey at 82 pitches on the day. Pitch from Dempsey, strike to Odell. Letter high, outside corner. No balls and a strike. Trey Romero on deck circle for the Beet Diggers. See if Percy can get a base hit and an RBI. That pitch off Bamford's glove, pass ball, and the runners move up to second and third. Betrez at third. Metlin at second. Beautiful day for baseball and Brush. Flag hangs limp in center field. The 1-1 pitch to Percy. That pitch is low and away, but Bamford did not get a good secondary from third, and so he remained at third. So a ball. Two balls and a strike to Percy Odell. 471 on the season coming in and 0 for 1 on the day. The pitch is upstairs to Percy. 16 hits, 6 RBIs for Percy. Scott DiOrio, head coach, comes out and calls time. He's going to give an automatic base on ball to Percy Odell. So that'll load the bases. And DiOrio comes out and talks to Memphis Dempsey. So we'll do one more base on ball to get Odell to first base. Bases loaded. Trey Romero comes to the plate. Trey Romero come into the game hitting .346. 0 for 2 on the day. So his average will go down, but leads the team in RBIs with 8. No, I'm sorry. Landon Mesh has 10 RBIs. We're going to change things around here. Got a new pitcher for the Sterling Tigers. See if I pick up his number. And number 12. Number 12 is going to be the pitcher Cooper Burton. Burton was the right fielder. So I'm going to guess that Dempsey will go to second base. Oh, Burton. I have no idea what they're going to end up doing. Cooper Burton. Give you some stats on Cooper Burton. Cooper Burton, 9 innings pitched, 1.56 ERA, a 2-0 record. In those 9 innings, he's given up 5 base on balls and 6 strikeouts. Rudy's Tires, with several locations across the area, there's always a Rudy's Tire location close by, and they come to you on the farm. Rudy's Tires brings you Eastern Plains Sports Today every weekday on 1010 KSIR. Visit rudystires.com. Trey Romero steps in from the left side. Bases loaded, 1 out. Brush ready to break this game open. Memphis Dempsey will be at second base. Robbie Carrasco to third. And Ethan Felzine to right field, I think. Anyway, Burton gets the sign from Bamford. The ball hit out to center field. Everybody's going to tag on the tag, and then Betrez comes in to score to take the 2-1 lead for the Brush Beet Diggers on the sacrifice fly by Trey Romero.
Out to bat for Brush. Number 8, Dylan Kropp.
Two outs in the inning. So Burton does what he needs to, gets the out, but a run does score. So runners at first and second, Dylan Kropp to the plate. 2 outs here in the 5th inning, and that ball swung at and missed by Kropp. Fouled off to the screen. Keaton Gillick will be the on-deck batter. So far, Brush 1 run on 1 hit here in the inning. Pitch from Burton, and that pitch swung at and missed by Kropp. That pitch just hung there. It had to be as big as a watermelon to Dylan Kropp, but he swung through that off-speed pitch. Dylan down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, base hit, we get another run. The pitch, and that pitch, strike 3. So 3 pitches. And Burton gets a strikeout. The 4th pitch was a sacrifice fly by Trey Romero. So 4 pitches. He gives up the run. So Brush takes a 2-1 lead as we complete 5 innings. Brush scores 1 run on 1 hit. They leave 2 runners on base. There were no Sterling errors. After 5 complete innings of play, Brush 2, Sterling 1. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Beautiful Brush baseball weather at Sunset Field, 1901 Edmund Street in Brush, Colorado. Sterling and Brush in a classic. Brush with a 2-1 lead as they've scored single runs in the 4th and then in the 5th inning to take the 2-1 lead over the Sterling Tigers, who scored 1 in the 3rd inning. Kason Bamford comes to the plate. Keaton Gillick, 84 pitches on the day. 54 strikes, the pitch, low and away. Game time, 1 hour, 20 minutes. Gillick gets a sign from Klein, the pitch. And that ball hit out to left center field. Teal back, and on the warning track, up next to the fence, hauls that in for the out. Nice play by Malachi Teal. Gets to the warning track, feels for the fence, reaches up, catches the ball. Nice job. Ethan Felzine comes to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out and fly out. Keaton Gillick, 9 strikeouts through his 5 1/3 innings pitched. Gillick on the rubber, ready to go. Felzine with the open stance, and that ball hit down the right field line and out of play. Felzine was out of the box. Now he steps in, open stance. And that pitch upstairs to Ethan Felzine. Scott DiOrio gives some encouragement to Felzine. Felzine did not need any encouragement when he hit the 3-run home run against Fort Morgan last night. The pitch, a strike at the knees, outside corner. Jillick ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Beautiful, beautiful weather here in Brush today. Brush with a 2-1 lead. The pitch, and that ball hit out to right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. And Felzine around first, headed towards second. And it should get there on the slide and double. That ball got all the way to the fence. So Felzine on at second. Robbie Carrasco steps to the plate. Carrasco 0 for 1 on the day. Hit by pitch. And then struck out. So Sterling 1 out in the inning. Pitch from Jillick to the plate, inside, ball 1. Ian Denning on deck circle. Jillick, the sign from Klein, the pitch. Swung at and missed by Carrasco. 1 ball, 1 strike to Robbie Carrasco, wears number 22 on his back. Senior graduating this year. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And the pitch at the knees, a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Need to clear my throat. I need to grab water here. Keaton Jillick, 9 strikeouts on the day. See if he gets to number 10 right here, the pitch. Strikeout number 10. Strikeout swinging by Robbie Carrasco. 2 outs in the inning.
Number 16, Denning.
Number 16, Ian Denning, comes to the plate. 2 outs. After 1 out in the inning, Ethan Felzine with a double to right center field. Oh, that's good. Drink some water. Pitch. Swung at and missed by Ian Denning. Jillick, 10 strikeouts through 5 2/3. Jillick, the sign from Klein, the pitch. Strike outside corner at the knees. Jillick ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. All right, Keaton. Now's the time to go after this guy. Don't need to waste pitch. You're sitting at 96. 63 strikes, the pitch. And that ball fouled back to the screen. Keaton Jillick, 5 2/3, 97 pitches. No balls, 2 strikes to the designated hitter, Ian Denning, choked up. And that ball popped up and foul out of play to the swamp. Keaton Jillick, the sign, the pitch, a little bit low and away. .99 pitches, Keaton Jillick. 65 strikes. See if he has 66 strikes in 100 pitches. The offering, fouled at the plate. Yes, he does, but fouled at the plate. So out of 100 pitches, Keaton Jillick, 66 strikes, 34 balls. Easy to do the math. 2 out of every 3 pitches, a strike. That's a good ratio. Usually gets you the W. Jillick ahead in the game, 2-1, the pitch. And swung at and missed, caught it at the plate. Strikeout number 11. So for Sterling, no runs, 1 hit, no brush errors, 1 runner left on base. After 6 complete innings of play, Brush 2, Sterling 1. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beat Diggers with a 2-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Kasem Bamford throws down to second base. Keaton Gillick comes to the plate. 11 strikeouts for Keaton Gillick today.
Bottom of the 6th. Number 12.
Brush looking to add to their 2-1 lead, get some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Coach Brad Wolf running down to first base. Looking good, Coach Wolf. Keaton Gillick singled his last at bat. 1 for 2 on the day. Pitch from Burton. Breaking ball, a ball. That's the first ball that Burton has thrown in his 5 pitches thrown. And that pitch low and bounces to the catcher Bamford. 2 balls, no strikes to Keaton Gillick. Just move up in the box and be ready to hit as the pitch comes across the plate. The pitch upstairs. 3 balls, no strikes to Keaton Gillick. Nary a puff of wind today. It's beautiful baseball weather. And that pitch, a strike. Letter high, center cut. 3 balls and a strike to Keaton Gillick. The pitch from Burton in the dirt, ball 4. Thatcher Queen will be the courtesy runner at first base for Keaton Gillick.
Courtesy runner for Keaton. Number 4, Thatcher Queen.
Malachi Teal comes to the plate. Teal 0 for 1 on the day, walk and hit into a fielder's choice. Runner at first, no outs. It's a good sign. Burton, the pitch, and that ball hit up the middle, right past Burton and into center field for the base hit. Queen to second. Malachi Teal at first. I think if Burton would have lifted his glove maybe 2 inches, he would have caught that, but the ball gets to center field for Teal's first hit this year. Many more to come over the years. River Hodson comes to the plate. Runners at first and second. This is a good sign for the Brush Beat Diggers. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. And pitch in Hodgson's eyes. Swung at and missed. No balls and a strike. Brush with a 2-1 lead. Looking to add here in the bottom of the 6th inning on Keaton Gillick's gym that he's pitched so far today. And Hodgson squares around and bunts and attempts a ball that was at least 3 feet above his head. So strike 2. If he would have bunted it, that would have popped it up. And that would not have been good for the Beat Diggers. So Hodgson in the hole, no balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, and swung at and missed, and Hodgson is out. And now we've got Queen out at third. Oh, the umpire calls him safe. Wow. But Hodgson is out because the runner occupied at first base. So strike 3. Drop third strike, catcher.
17, Eli Klein.
But Thatcher is out at third on the tagged out. Malachi Teal moves up to second. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to undo that because Thatcher Queen was safe. So Hodgson is out on the strikeout. But Queen is safe at third. Teal is safe at second. Eli Klein at the plate. Scott DiOrio came out. No, the runner is out at the plate because he struck out, but the runners move up on the ball that was in the dirt to Bamford. Scott DiOrio is coming out talking to the base umpire, trying to confuse him. I think if he asks the home plate umpire is going to keep him straight and tell him exactly what's going on. But Eli Klein comes to the plate. Runners at second and third. There was one other play where there was a runner at third that Brush was safe, and they called him out. This time he was out, and they called him safe. So we're even if you're keeping score that way. So runners at second and third. The pitch to Eli Klein, a ball from Cooper Burton. Burton came into the game with a 1.56 ERA. So far, he's not hurt anything in the 3 outs that he's pitched. Pitch to Klein, a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Landon Mesh in the on-deck circle. Brush looking to add to their 2-1 lead. Insurance runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The pitch from Burton, a strike as Klein was taking all the way. 2 balls and a strike. Sterling infield playing in to cut the run off at the plate. And that ball swung at and missed by Klein. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Eli Klein. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. Pitch, swung at and missed. First base is unoccupied. Thatcher Queen comes in and scores. Klein down to first on the drop third strike. So Brush does take a 3-1 lead. So runners at first and third, Brush with a 3-1 lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. So they get their 1 insurance run. It'd be nice to be able to get his 2nd insurance run to be able to add to that lead. Brush with picket fence in the 4th, 5th, and 6th inning with 1 run each. Landon Mesh hits the ball out to right center field. Landon Mesh up against the fence, and Teal comes in and scores. Betrez to third, Mesh to first. So Brush gets the 2nd insurance run on the double by Landon Mesh to right center field. So runners at second and third. Brush with 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ben Metlin to the plate. 1 out. Brush with 2 runs on 2 hits in the inning. Cooper Burton, the pitch, and that ball in the dirt. I think Brush has figured out Cooper Burton move up in the box. All his off-speed, slow pitches, especially compared to Memphis Dempsey, who had a pretty good fastball, mid-70s fastball. The 1-0 pitch in the dirt. Bamford blocks it. 2 balls, no strikes. Brush with a 4-1 lead here in the bottom of the 6th with 2 insurance runs. Brush 4 runs on 5 hits on the day. Sterling 1 run on 5 hits. Cooper Burton, the sign from Bamford, the pitch. And that ball out to Burton. Burton over to first. And 1-3 on the put out for the 2nd out. And the runners stay where they are.
Percy Odell.
So 1-3 on the put out. Percy Odell comes to the plate. It'd be nice if Brush could get 2 more runs in order to be able to have 4 insurance runs here in the 6th inning to take a 6-1 lead. Wouldn't that be nice? Pitch from Burton, and Odell takes one right in the middle of the back, right on his number 2. So Odell will go down to first base on the hit by pitch. I guess that's one way to keep the best hitter, one of the better hitters for the Beat Diggers, from swinging the bat. Trey Romero comes to the plate. Romero will hit from the left side. We'll see if he moves up in the box as well. Bases are loaded, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 runs in already for the Beet Diggers. Brush takes a 4-1 lead. Romero up in the box, and the pitch just outside, ball 1. Betrez at third, Mesh at second, Odell at first. The 1-0 pitch. Burton, the sign from Bamford, the pitch. Outside. No place to put him. 2 balls, no strikes to Trey Romero. Trey Romero, the senior, been in this situation many times. Take his selection and hit the ball hard someplace. Hopefully it finds green grass. That pitch to Romero. A ball low and inside. 3 balls, no strikes. Bases juiced for the Beet Diggers here in the bottom of the 6th, looking to blow this game wide open. And that pitch, ball 4. Romero down to first. Betrez comes in to score.
Out to bat. Number 8.
Dylan Krob comes to the plate as Romero gets an RBI on the base on balls. So Mesh at third. Odell at second. Romero at first. Dylan Krob to the plate. And we're going to have a pinch hitter. Trenton Garrett. Trenton Garrett will step in for Dylan Krob.
Substitution entering the game. Number 1, Trenton Garrett.
Trenton Garrett, first varsity at bats. He's been playing a lot of JV ball all the way up till this point. He's been on the varsity roster for about the past 2 weeks. Coach Odell just talking to him, saying, hey, deep breath in, deep breath out. Just put bat on ball. Give me a base hit. Give me a couple RBIs right here. Wouldn't that be ideal for the Brush Beet Diggers? The Brush has a 5-1 lead. 3 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning over the Sterling Tigers. Reminiscent of what Fort Morgan did. They scored and had a 6-1 lead over the Sterling Tigers yesterday, but then Sterling scored 9 unanswered in order to be able to walk the win away 10-6. The pitch from Burton. And that pitch is low and away and bounces off the backboard to Bamford. So 1 ball, no strikes to Trenton Garrett, the freshman. I'm sure his heart is racing right here. But a good experience, good time in order to bring him in. Brush with a 5-1 lead. Trenton Garrett. 1 ball, no strikes. Bases loaded for the Beet Diggers, the pitch. And that ball swung at and missed by Garrett. 1 ball, 1 strike. Coach Odell giving encouragement. Up in the box, 1-1 pitch. Upstairs to Garrett. 2 balls and a strike. Brush with 3 runs in the inning on the 2 hits. Pitch from Burton. Garrett fouls it at the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Trenton Garrett. His first varsity at bat for the Beet Diggers ever. You want to have memories of this, get a base hit, knock in 2 runs. That'd be wonderful to be able to start your high school career. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch, and that pitch is low and inside. Full count. 2 outs, bases loaded, full count. Runners will be off with a pitch as long as Burton delivers to the plate. And to the plate he comes. Runners are off, and the ball is ball 4. So the runners move up 1. Garrett gets an RBI walk. Beet Diggers 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning to take a 6-1 lead. Keaton Gillick to the plate. Burton, who started off well, 33 pitches, 16 strikes, 17 balls. The pitch to Gillick, a ball. So 18 balls, 16 strikes from Cooper Burton. Started off well, but not finishing well for Cooper Burton. Keaton Gillick moved up in the box. 1 ball, no strikes. Bases juiced for the Diggers. And that pitch high and inside. 2 balls and a strike. Scott DiOrio is going to come out and talk to his pitcher, Cooper Burton. See what he does here. I think Ethan Felzine is at first base. He talks to his pitcher. He's going to make a change with a 2-0 count. That's just going to change everything out. Burton will go to right field. And let's see, Ethan Felzine will go to the hill. And let's see, who's going to go to first base? I think Casey Nolan will go back to first base. If I hit the buttons right, I can make this work. Casey Nolan back to first base. So we got the defense of Gamalik in left, Ortega in center, Burton in right, Carrasco at third, DiOrio at short, Dempsey at second, Nolan at first, Kaysen Bamford behind the plate. And for the Sterling Tigers, Ethan Felzine, 3.50 ERA. He has no record of 0-0. He's only pitched 2 innings. In those 2 innings, 0 base on balls and 1 strikeout. But the Beet Diggers have scored 4 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning on 2 hits. And the Beet Diggers have blown this game open, 6-1. Western Engineering Consultants, since 2003, they've been providing big firm product with small firm relationships. Visit westerneci.com for more. As Felzine warms up, Wiggins Electric. Count on Wiggins Electric for quick, efficient, and courteous service to keep you up and running. They provide you with service and products you need at your most critical time. Also, Sarah Boone Farm Insurance. Sarah Boone with Farm Insurance, Farm Bureau Insurance. Here, she is here to help. You deserve more. You deserve a promise. So for the Beet Diggers, Keaton Jillick will come to the plate, and Jillick will inherit. Well, Jillick has the 2-0 count. Ethan Felzine inherits the 2-0 count that Burton dug for him. Bases are loaded. Brush with 4 runs in the inning. Ethan Felzine, the pitch to Jillick. And that pitch, a strike center cut, as Jillick was taking all the way. Brush with a 6-1 lead, bottom of the 6th inning. Felzine, the sign from Bamford. The 2-1 pitch. And that pitch, ball, 3 balls, 1 strike. Brush has scored 4 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning to take a commanding 6-1 lead over the Sterling Tigers. Felzine, the sign from Bamford, the 3-1 pitch. And that ball just outside, ball 4. Jillick runs down to first base. Malachi Teal comes to the plate as Percy Odell touches the plate for the Beet Diggers' 7th run. Thatcher Queen comes in and runs for Keaton Jillick. So Trey Romero at third, Trenton Garrett at second, and Thatcher Queen at first. Malachi Teal comes to the plate, 1 for 2 on the day after his first base hit this year for the Beet Diggers. Bases loaded, 5 runs in the inning. The pitch is low to Bamford as he scoops it in the dirt. Ball 1. Game was moving along quickly until Brush erupted for these 5 runs here in the bottom of the 6th. The 1-0 pitch, and that ball fouled to the first base dugout by Malachi Teal. 1 ball, 1 strike to Teal. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, 5 runs in for the Beet Diggers, 7-1 lead for them. The pitch from Felzine, and that ball hit towards first base, off the first baseman, and nobody at first base, so everybody's safe. Romero comes in and scores, so he's safe, but Thatcher Queen is caught off base, and now Trenton Garrett gets in a pickle between third and home, and so he gets out. So on the air, Teal is on at first on the hard grounder. Romero comes in and scores, but then Trenton Garrett gets thrown out at between third and home as Thatcher Queen was caught off base, and then Garrett was caught off base. So the ball goes from 3 to 6 to 2 for the putout. So for the Beet Diggers, they scored 6 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 Sterling error, and there was 2 runners left on base. So Brush takes an 8-1 lead. As we go to the break, Brush Beet Diggers 8, Sterling 1. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Beet Digger Baseball, Brush Beet Diggers score 6 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning to take a commanding 8-1 lead. Trey Romero will be on the hill in relief of Keaton Gillick. Keaton Gillick with 11 strikeouts on the day and no base on balls and 1 hit by pitch. So Trey Romero comes to the hill, 7 2/3 innings, 13 base on balls, 11 strikeouts, 7.30 ERA. Casey Nolan steps in order to hit for the Sterling Tigers here in the top of the 7th inning as the first pitch is a ball. Connor Gamalik in the on-deck circle. So Trey Romero is facing the 7, 8, 9 hitters. The pitch from Romero, a strike, count evens at 1. Good time for Trey Romero just to come in and just throw strikes, throw BBs. And that ball fell to the screen. Romero ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sterling, after the 10-6 win over the Mustangs, 9 unanswered in order to be able to finish out that game. The win just taken out of their sail here today as Beet Diggers scored 6 in the bottom of the 6th in order to take the 8-1 lead. As long as Brush is able to take care of business, Brush will move to 7-4 on the season, 3-1 in league. And that pitch, strike 3, outside corner. Bat was still on Nolan's shoulder. Connor Gamalik will come to the plate with 1 out. Sterling down to their last 2 outs. Gamalik steps in from the right side to face the left-handed throwing Trey Romero. 1 out in the inning, the pitch in the dirt to the screen, ball 1. Eaton has a full schedule this next week. They play Eaton on Tuesday. Pitch from Romero, and that ball hit out to right field by Gamalik for a single. Dylan Krob gets that ball back in to the infield, but Gamalik on at first base after a single. Aiden Ortega, the number 9 hitter in the lineup, comes into the game with a .538 batting average, but 0 for 2 today. Romero, the pitch, a strike. Belt high, outside corner. Dayton DiOrio in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Trey Romero, the sign, the pitch, and that ball in the dirt and out of play. So the runner moves up on the ball. hit in the dirt and went into the stands. Threw me the ball. Mr. Marry Me threw me the ball. Nice strike right there. We're able to get the ball back in play. So the 2-1 count is the runners on. 3-1 count to Aiden Ortega. Aiden Ortega, the junior center fielder for the Sterling Tigers. You don't want to give them an inch here. Get this guy, 3-1. That ball fouled out of play. Full count. Runner at second, Connor Gamalik. So full count, and that pitch is outside, ball 4. I have ball 4, but the umpire just has 3-2 right there. That pitch is ball 4. So now we have runners at first and second as Aiden Ortega does his job of turning the lineup over to be able to get to the top of the order. Dayton DiOrio 1 for 3 on the day. 2 strikeouts surrounding the double that he hit in the 3rd inning and then scored on the Cason Bamford single for Sterling's lone run. Pitch from Romero, outside, a ball. 14 pitches for Romero, 7 strikes, 7 balls. Runners at first and second. Brush set up double play order, and that ball, a strike at the knees, inside corner. Pitch, and that ball towards third base. And Metlin, it's off his glove, keeps it in the infield. But that's an error for Metlin as it hits off his glove.
Number 2, Dempsey.
So bases are loaded. Top of the 7th inning, Memphis Dempsey comes to the plate. Sterling can get back in this game just as quickly as they did against Fort Morgan yesterday. They were down 6-1. They scored 2 in the bottom of the 5th to make it 6-3, and then they scored the 7 in the bottom of the 6th. And that pitch to Dempsey, a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Memphis Dempsey. Bases are loaded. Gamalik at third. That pitch right down Broadway. Aiden Ortega at second. Dayton DiOrio at first after the error by Ben Metlin. The 1-1 pitch, and that pitch outside. 2 balls and a strike. Brush still can get a double play and get out of this game. The 2-1 pitch, and that pitch is upstairs. 3 balls and a strike. No place to put Dempsey. And you got the dangerous Cason Bamford, the number 3 hitter in the lineup, on deck. The 3-1 pitch, Trey Romero to the plate, and that ball swung at and missed. Strike 2. Nice pitch by Trey Romero, outer half of the plate, belt high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bases juiced for the Sterling Tigers. Beat Diggers with an 8-1 lead, and that pitch inside corner, a strikeout number 1 for Trey Romero, strikeout looking.
Now up to bat, number 4.
2 outs in the inning. Cason Bamford comes to the plate. That makes things a lot simpler, but nonetheless, still Brush needs to get the out instead of giving up base hits. Cason Bamford comes to the plate. Gamalik at third. Swinging strike 1 to Cason Bamford. Gamalik at third. Ortega at second. DiOrio at first. Bamford with an 0-1 count. 2 outs in the inning. Brush smelling victory. The pitch upstairs and away. 1 ball, 1 strike to the right-handed hitting Cason Bamford, who already has an RBI in the game, and that ball popped up and out of play. After DiOrio's double in the 3rd inning, Bamford followed that up with a single to left center field for the base hit. DiOrio came in and scored for the lead and the lone run that Sterling has in the day. But since then, Brush has scored 1 run in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and 6 in the 6th to take the 8-1 lead. The 1-2 count, the pitch, and that ball laced out to Ben Metlin at third. He reaches out, scoops it. I'm not sure he saw it go into his glove, but he picks it, runs over to third, steps on the bag for the 3rd out. So for the Brush Beet Diggers, they take the 8-1 victory over the Sterling Tigers. We'll take a short break. I'll come back. We'll do a wrap-up. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beet Diggers get the win today. Post-game show, Advanced Agri Solutions. Water is the key to your crop success. Advanced Agri Solutions has year-round and seasonal probes that will help make sure that you have the right amount of water. Call Roxy McCormick at 970-571-2024. Brush Beet Diggers with the victory behind Keaton Gillick's 6 innings and 11 strikeouts. Brush was able to get the victory as they score 1 run in the 4th, 1 run in the 5th, and then 6 in the 6th inning to give them the insurance runs they need. Sterling loaded the bases in the top of the 7th inning, but did not score as the last ball was hit by Kasem Bamford to Ben Metlin at third. He stepped on third base for the out. So the line score for the Brush Beet Diggers, 8 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and they leave 8 runners on base. Sterling with 1 run on 6 hits. They had 2 errors, and they leave 8 runners on base. The player of the game, Premier Farm Credit. For over 100 years, they've been providing affordable, reliable, and consistent credit. Visit premieraca.com. And for the Brush Beet Diggers, where Keaton Gillick will be the player of the game. Keaton Gillick goes 6 innings, 101 pitches, 67 strikes. And Keaton had 11 strikeouts, 3 looking, and 8 swinging. Gave up the 5 hits, but no base on balls, and he did hit 1 batter. Trey Romero comes in, and his 1 inning pitched in those 26 pitches, 15 strikes. Doesn't allow a run, has 2 strikeouts. So Brush Beet Digger pitching accumulated 13 strikeouts on the day, and Romero did give up the 1 base on ball. So good job. Keaton Gillick is our player of the game. For Brush, on the hitting side of things, Landon Mesh 1 for 4 and scored a run. Ben Metlin 2 for 4. Percy Odell 0 for 1, but he was walked twice and basically intentionally walked and scored a run. Trey Romero 2 for 4 and scored 2 runs. Dylan Krob was 0 for 3. Keaton Gillick was 1 for 2 and scored a run. Malachi Teal was 1 for 3 and scored a run. And Eli Klein, he was 0 for 2, but he scored, or his courtesy runner, Asvail Betrez, ended up scoring twice. So for the Beet Diggers, they scored 1 run in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 6 runs in the 6th to take the 8-1 victory over the Sterling Tigers. Again, the line score, Brush 8 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and 8 runners left. Sterling 1 run, 6 hits, 2 errors, and 8 runners left on base. The sound engineer and producer of Brush Beet Digger Baseball is Rose Condis. I'm Kevin Fergus with the final score, Brush 8, Sterling 1. You've been listening to Brush Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.